Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? It's me, it's Ken doing Bix 2025. We're having a good time here at the Brooklyn Independent Comic Showcase. And here he is, Gideon Kendall. We met Gideon a number of times over the years, talked to him once or twice in the past, and now we're going to talk to him again. Gideon, what's going on, man? How are you?
Good to see you again.
That's always good to see you, brother. So tell me, how is Bix 2025 for you?
It's way bigger than it used to be.
Isn't it great that it's not only inside, but it's 2 days?
It is great to not be rained on, and it's great to not have my books blowing off my table and someone else's books blowing onto my table. So
that's right. It was crazy.
It's a really nice room. It's very classy. We have these lanterns, you know. Oh yeah, good. Get that in shot. And you know, a view of the harbor.
Yeah, the view is great.
Yeah.
The view is great.
So yeah, it's very cool. And you know, I definitely am highly in favor of this show. I love St. Mark's Comics, and it's so close to my house. Like,
oh, you're close by. Okay,
yeah,
awesome.
I could walk here.
Nice, nice, nice. Yeah. So what'd you bring? What's new?
Let's see. Oh, I got a bunch of stuff.
Let's talk about it. Start with the books.
Okay, yeah. So Lester of the Lesser Gods with an amazing cover by Eric Powell. Eric Powell wrote the book, and I drew it, and it was so much fun. I mean, Eric's a great writer and a great cartoonist. So this was a blast to work on. Let's see, what else is new? I probably already had this last time, not sure, but so Wait It Gets Worse is like 12 years in the making of autobiographical short stories. Me and Doug Latino have been working on it for over a decade, and now it's all the work from all the individual issues is put together in this awesome hardcover volume. And you can probably hear that I've kind of lost my voice. It's because I played a gig last night.
We'll talk about that next.
Yeah. So, and this is the Eisner-winning Marley's Ghost, the Harvey Kurtzman's Christmas Carol, brought back to life. I had the honor of being the artist for this book.
Oh, you did the whole book?
Yeah, I did the whole book.
Let's see on the inside.
So,
who put that out?
What's that?
Who put this out?
So it's a joint venture between Comixology and Ablaze. Right. Comixology put it out as a digital book in 2017, but now it's finally in print. And so, you know, all the artwork is mine, but the first 20 pages are based on the layouts that Kurtzman did.
Wow.
And then at the back of the book, you actually get to see some of Kurtzman's artwork.
Wow, that's great.
So yeah, this was an amazing project. This
and that just came out
paid,
physically.
Yeah. This is actually my first paid gig in comics, like having to finish the legend Harvey Kurtzman's work. So it was a little bit scary.
Yeah, that's pretty cool though. And again, you know, Christmas Carol, a timeless, great story.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many versions of it out there. And actually, the fact that there were so many movies and TV versions was great for reference. Like, there was a lot of stuff to look at and draw inspiration from. So yeah, and it's great to finally have it in print. You know, when it was a digital book, it didn't really feel real. I'm old. I don't trust digital. You know.
Right.
Yeah. And then this is kind of self-published compilation of work that I did for lots of indie magazines, small newspapers, also unpublished stuff, also stuff that I did for heavy metal, some things that I pitched to Mad Magazine, and then this is Mega Ghost, which came out a long time ago, but now Dark Horse has re-released it with a new cover and new material, and Dark Horse is going to be putting out a new run of single issues of Mega Ghost next year.
We need an action figure of Mega Ghost.
Yes, we do. I totally agree with that.
So now you were talking about music. Let's talk some music, brother.
Yeah, so, well, like we just realized, we both have, you know, a similar history there. You know, when I came to New York to go to art school in the mid-'80s, I was a pretty serious student, but within a couple of years, I started a band, and I started to get way more excited about music than art. And so it led me on a path of about a 20-year path of, you know, being in various bands that made records and went on tour, and now you know, trust me, you've never heard of any of them. It was all like a miserable failure.
Music's tough to do.
Yeah, it is really tough. And the honest truth is that I'm not nearly as good at it as I am at drawing. So that's kind of what this book is about, is actually kind of coming to terms with the fact that as much as I enjoyed playing music and loved it and got huge thrills from it and also made really, really great friends doing it, the book is also about coming to terms with the fact that it was time to move on. And yet, that all being said, last night I played a reunion gig with the band that I was in college.
All the original guys?
All the original members. None of us are dead, amazingly. And it was our first gig in 30 years, and that's why I can't speak, really.
I hope somebody recorded it and it's going to go on YouTube.
Actually, we're playing another gig on May 20th, and that's the gig that I want to have recorded because I think we'll be a little bit more prepared by then. And I won't be getting over a cold, and hopefully, like, I'll sound a little better. But anyway, the whole book, so this is what's inside here. You get this folio of 12 double-sided prints, and so it's mostly comics, but it also includes some artwork of music gear. And so it's a combination of experiences that I had being in bands, but also, you know, I was lucky enough to be in New York City in the mid-'80s and see lots of incredible concerts by bands that went on to become, you know, really big and have those experiences, but in small clubs like the Knitting Factory and CBGB's and stuff like that. So I was very fortunate in that regard. And then also, let's see, where is it? The stories all kind of hinge on this one particular moment where my dad came up from Philly to see my band. I'm trying to find that picture, and I probably won't be able to. Damn it, where is it? That's hilarious. It's in here somewhere. Oh yeah. So my dad came up to see my band, and my dad has always been very supportive of my art, and he was a theater guy himself, and like, it's not like he ever discouraged me from being an artist, but he came up to see my band and he was like, oh, after the show he was like, oh, that was fun, but you know, you're wasting your time, you're a much better artist than you are a musician. And I basically spent the next 15 years trying to prove him wrong, but now I know he was right. And I think that's like a pretty common story. Like, we all like want to say fuck you to our parents and like prove them wrong, and then at a certain point, at least to a certain degree, we're like,
he was right.
Maybe they knew what they were talking about. So, oh, thank you. So yeah, so that's what this book is about, and I'm working on volume 2 because I have a lot more funny and very depressing stories, you know, of being on tour, you know, driving 12 hours to like, you know, Iowa City and playing for nobody.
Yep.
You know,
been there.
Things like that.
So you're a punk guy. So let me ask you a question then.
We were like nerd punk performance art.
So then, who are your top 3 bands that you go to from that kind of sound?
Well, I mean, the bands that made me want to be in a band were Devo, Violent Femmes, and then probably like the band that made me think that, oh, I could actually get up on stage and do it myself was the Dead Milkmen, because I was living in Philadelphia and they opened for everybody and they were terrible. Like, they couldn't play, they couldn't sing, but they just didn't give a shit, and it didn't matter who they opened for. They would open for the most like macho, scary, aggressive, like hardcore band and just make fun of them. They didn't care.
Nice.
And their songs were funny, and that was like where I was like, oh yeah, like all you got to do is have like the energy and the attitude, and you can do it. And so, you know, as the years went by, I tried to. The bands that I was in got more musical, got a little bit more sophisticated, but that original impulse from punk of like, you know, of like, there's no barrier between the audience and the stage, and that's why why the book is called I Am the Audience.
Sweet, sweet. All right, Gideon, I'm going to let you get back to the table and doing all your thing. Thanks for talking.
Thank you for letting me yammer on. That was
Yeah,
really fun.
you're welcome to yammer on. All right, my friends, you know how it ends. It ends like it begins. It's me, it's Kendall. Sorry about that, my friends. So yes, I was wrapping it up, thanking Gideon Kendall for his time and the talk that we had. Listen, you know the drill. We're from the Vicks. It's me, it's Ken. Piercing Metal channel. Click the channel, subscribe, notification bell, and like and leave a comment on the video. We'll see you next time from Vicks and from Gideon Kendall. It's me, it's Ken. Bye.